Hello, today I have a great activity for you, an error correction worksheet with a video answer key. Go to the description for this video and you can click to find a worksheet, download that worksheet, fix all the mistakes with the sentences, and here's a hint, all the mistakes have to do with gerunds and infinitives, and then watch the rest of this video to check your work. Let's get started. First, I don't mind to have a lot of homework. In this sentence, my problem is with to have. After the verb mind, I need to use verbing. So it should be, I don't mind having a lot of homework, not to have. The next one, learning about grammar, it is very interesting. With this one, I have learning, my subject, and I have my verb, it. Then what is it doing, this doing here? Which, this is my problem. I'm repeating my subject, and I don't need to do that. So to fix this one, we're going to get rid of it. So a lot of times when there's a gerund or any kind of subject, and then some words between the subject and the verb, sometimes people like to repeat that subject, but it's unnecessary and don't do it. So the thing we need to remember, when there's gerund as a subject, don't repeat that subject with a pronoun like it or he or she. Find an apartment wasn't difficult. Well, with this one, I have the verb wasn't, which makes find my subject, but find is not a noun, it's a verb. How can I make it a noun? Well, I could make it a gerund and do finding an apartment wasn't difficult. I could also rearrange the sentence and say it wasn't difficult to find. And sometimes we can also use the infinitive as a subject. So to find an apartment wasn't difficult. Okay, this one has two errors. The first issue has to go with look forward to go. After the expression of look forward to, we need to use the gerund. And I know that makes you uncomfortable because you see to and you think to is followed by the verb. In that situation, forward to, the to is not for the infinitive. That's actually a preposition. So to is sometimes part of the infinitive and sometimes a preposition. So after a preposition, we always use the gerund, verbing. But then I have another issue, which is right here with to. So you can see here I have go plus verbing. That's how that should look. So with certain expressions that go with go, we just use verbing. Usually these are activities like go dancing, go shopping, go swimming. Certain, usually recreational activities, we use just go plus verbing. Next we have she didn't went to the store after she got home. I have needed, that's fine, and then I know I need the infinitive after needed, but what does this verb look like? Oh, that's a big problem. It should be after need, I need the infinitive, and when I do the infinitive, I don't have that ed or s or anything after it, unless of course it's passive, which I'll get to one of those later. That TV show always makes me to laugh. It's very funny. We have makes and then to laugh, and that's where my problem is. In this situation, the verb makes has the meaning of like forces me to laugh, okay, like almost obligation. And with that meaning, there's a certain expression where we don't use the to. So the pattern is X makes Y do something, but not to do something. So with this expression that means to force, like My parents made me go to bed early, or my boss makes me work very hard. And all of those, we don't use to for that second verb. It's like the infinitive, it's like a bare infinitive where I leave the to off. Okay, next, I traveled to London for visit my best friend. The problem here is with for visit. And this is common with a lot of Spanish speakers where the meaning of in order to plus the verb needs to just be to plus the verb instead of for plus a verb. We would never put for verb like that. Never for verb, so it should just be I traveled to London to visit my best friend. Next, I asked my friend to let me to borrow $20. In this case, let means allow, and it has a certain pattern. So it would be like X lets Y do something, not to do something. So this is just a pattern for allow. X lets Y do something. Like my teacher lets me use my book during the test. Or my friend lets me use his car anytime I want. I got my friend to help me move the couch. This is another one of those expressions that's a little bit funny. In this situation, got or get, if it's in present tense, has the meaning of like persuade. So X gets Y to do something means persuade. Okay, but in this case we need to do, but not the ED also. So what are some things that your friends get you to do? Do they get you to stay out a little bit later? Do they get you to play more video games? Things maybe you don't want to do, but they persuade you or convince you. I had the server to bring me more drinks. My problem here is with to bring, and this is more like a request. Like if you have someone do something, you request it. X has Y do something is the pattern. So in that case, no to. So in a restaurant, maybe you have the waiter bring you food or drinks. Maybe with your family, you have someone drive you to your work or school, things that you request someone to do. All right. Next verb, we've had let before, but here it is again, means like allow. And my problem here is with this ing. So the pattern, X lets Y do something, or X allows someone to do something, but no to on that. So with my kids, I let them go play with their friends. I let them play video games. I allow them to do that. And we have, I enjoy to play basketball. I don't want to playing tonight. I have two errors. First, after enjoy, it should be verbing. Enjoy is followed by the gerund, but want is followed by the infinitive. So enjoy verbing, want to verb. And we have, I got my car fixed at the auto repair company. This is a really funny one because it's like a passive form. So I got my car fixed means you paid someone to do this. And you're not doing that action of fixing the car, so this needs to be passive. So it needs to have the V3. So the pattern is X gets something done. I got my car fixed with an ED, or maybe I got my nails done, so someone fixed my fingernails, or maybe I got my house painted. I'm too lazy to paint my house, so I paid someone to do it. All those would be examples of this expression, get something done. And this one is my passive infinitive. My house needs to be painted. I'm not doing the painting, so it needs to be a passive gerund, or no, that should say a passive infinitive, which it would be to be plus the V3. And I heard the kids to cry last night. Heard is like a sense perception, like see, heard, smelled, tasted. Those follow a similar pattern where with here, it's just, I have two patterns. It could be here plus the verb or here verbing. So in my sentence, I need to get rid of to. I heard the kids cry or I heard the kids crying. Both are correct. The difference in meaning is pretty small, so in most cases you could use either one. So I hope that helps you understand about gerunds and infinitives a little bit better. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment underneath this email or underneath this video. Have a great day.